Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm here to drop another Jew. A quick disclaimer: you can find me on TikTok under Paralegal Nation, Facebook under Paralegal Nation, YouTube under Paralegal Nation, and my Instagram page, Mr. Amani 1985. So in today's lesson, I'm going to break down the difference between a security freeze and a fraud alert. The reason why I'm doing that today is as I've been educating you guys on how to obtain these different reports or consumer reports from all these different agencies outside of the big three, which is Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. I'm telling you guys about these other reports that houses and collection information and also buy and sell your information. And you guys be wondering why your information is out there on the internet. So I have a report here from where is this report from? Innovis. As you can see right there, I got this report from Innovis, and I got my report, and there was nothing on it. So since there was nothing on it, what I did was I put a security freeze on it. So on your first page, of course, it's going to have your name, your case ID number, the address. Remember to refer to your case ID number when referring them, meaning that every time, every correspondence, your dispute, your security freeze, always put your case number, name, birthday, address, last four of your social, driver's license number, address, of course, previous address if they can't find you, phone number and email address so they can look up your file. So on your second page, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this right here. It's going to look like this right here. Let me see if I can turn the light. Okay, boom. It's going to look like this right here. And basically, the second page is Dear Yeshua, thank you for contacting Novus. We have completed your request. Please review the following pages. And then they give you their address and their phone number. All right. Now, this is a report of mine that I got froze. So as you can see, it says security freeze added. Right? You want that to be on your report. And I'm going to break down the benefits of both a security freeze and a fraud alert, so you guys can understand the both. All right. Now it says security freeze added. It says per your request, replace the security freeze on your Novus credit report. Below you'll find your 10-digit freeze pin. Please keep this number because you'll need it to lift or remove your security freeze. Now, the reason why they give you a PIN is because let's say you want to apply for a loan, and that loan uses Innovis as the credit bureau to pull up your credit report or your consumer report. Well, without them verifying your PIN, which they give you, they can't access a report, meaning that they can't just pull your report out of thin air and just look at it and approve you or deny you. They have to go through necessary measures to reach out to you and then ask you for the PIN to unlock your report for them to view it, right? Now, this difference between security freeze and a fraud alert, we'll go over to both. Now, they also give you the addresses and phone numbers of the other credit bureaus, which is the big three: Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. As you can see right here, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So it give you those addresses because they want to give you the information on how to freeze those other three. Like I mentioned, they always feed you the big three. They'll never tell you about the other 500 other companies out there that has information on you and how to freeze them because they're trying to keep it a big secret. So that's why you follow me. I'll give you guys advice on how to obtain these other reports so you can pull them up, fix them, and then freeze them so they won't be selling your information to all these different random people. All right, and then the next couple pages just talks about the California Summary of Rights, um, the federal ID theft summary rights to be victimized by identity theft. So right here, Innovus give you this form here. It's called a Innovus Security Freeze Request. So this is just a form that you'll fill out with your personal information that you'll get to either freeze or unfreeze your report. Now, in order for you to unfreeze your report, they give the instructions here under required documentation. Now, what they require is because they want to make sure that it's you, the one that's freezing and unfreezing is they just don't want to just unfreeze it based off of anybody just sending in information or calling. So this is what they require. It says proof of address, of current address. It says please provide valid documentation displaying your current address, information such as a copy of your current and unexpired government issued ID, driver license, state ID card, recent utility bill, cable, internet, water, gas, electric, current signed lease showing the lease expiration date, recent pay stub, recent W-2, or bank statement or credit union statement. And then they want a proof of name. They want please provide valid documentation displaying your name, such as a copy of your current and unexpired government issued ID, driver license, military ID, passport, state ID card, social security card, birth certificate, marriage license, Medicaid or Medi-Cal card, and a recent W-2. Then it also says to learn more about other forms of acceptable documents, visit supporting documents page in the Learning Center on innovus.com. It also says, quick disclaimer, is as by submitting this form, you are requesting that we place a security freeze on your Novus credit report or that we perform an action to an existing security freeze. We will send you a confirmation letter and, if applicable, security freeze pin by mail. Please allow 7 to 10 business days for mail delivery. And it gives you, please provide documentation and support your request and give you the address to send this form to. And it come enclosed in your Innovus um, dispute results when you freeze your report. Now, let's go over the difference between a security freeze and a fraud alert and the pros and cons of it. Now, a security freeze is basically that you're freezing your report for your information to be sent off to random different lenders, banks, and those who um, want to see your information to give you credit. Now, the downside to that is it doesn't stop identity theft because once your information is already out there, it's already out there. If your information is already on the dark web, it's already out there. So it's not going to actually stop it. If a person has your information and they have the correct information, they can still do things with your identity. So the freeze is pretty much basically saying that no one can just look at your information free will. But if your information is already displayed out there, like you say, a lot of these consumer reporting agencies been buying and selling your information since you was a kid. Your information is already out there, so it's nothing for someone to go on the dark web and buy name, birthday, social, driver's license. It's already out there. Um, so there's been a security breach at Equifax that left 143 consumers scrambling to understand the difference between fraud alerts and security freezes. So what they're basically saying is even fraud alerts out there um, and data breaches, your information is still out there. So 143 million consumers, that's almost half of America. So let's go over more in depth about the security freeze, and then we're going to go over a fraud alert. Now, according to consumerreports.org, a security freeze placed in your credit file will block most lenders from seeing your credit history. Keyword, most lenders, not all, most lenders from seeing your credit history. That makes a freeze a single most effective way to protect against fraud, right? Most lenders, not all. Um, if a prospective lender can't pull your credit report, he won't issue a new loan. That usually stops identity thieves from setting up fraudulent accounts in your name. So let's say if a person already steals your identity and he try to apply for a credit card, 9 times out of 10 that person that's using your identity is going to get denied because of the security freeze. But that doesn't mean that that alert or that hard inquiry won't show up on your credit report. Now, here's the drawback. The freeze also shuts out most companies you may want to do business with, including lenders, telecom companies, and insurers. So basically, what that means is once you put that security freeze on your account, let's say you already have an existing account with someone. Let's say you got an existing account with AT&T or Verizon or with a credit lender. They won't be able to look at your report for credit line increases because it's going to be locked. Let's say you're out shopping for car insurance and you forgot that you have a freeze. They won't be able to immediately give you um, a quote because it's going to be frozen. Let's say you want to go to T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and let's say you trying to add a new iPhone or a new Samsung to your account, but you forgot that you have a security freeze. They won't be able to give you an instant decision because they have that lock on your credit report. Now, um, what else? Let's go see here. Okay, so a freeze might be free depending on your state and circumstances. For example, if you're victimized by identity theft and filed a police report about the incident, you will be qualified for a freeze. But some credit freezes cost between $2 to $12 to either put a freeze on there or to lift the freeze. But certain states they have waived that to the point that where you can get that freeze for free, or if you're victimized by identity theft, you file a police report or you went to the ftc.gov website and filled out the online identity theft form and then filled it out completely and then printed it out. and got it notarized. That's your form of filing a police report because the FTC identity theft.gov website is considered a form of law enforcement. Now let's go over a fraud alert. So there's a difference between a freeze and a fraud alert. So a fraud alert is basically a statement that you put on your credit report to notify potential lenders, banks, insurance companies that you was once victimized by identity theft. So it's basically saying that a fraud alert is basically explaining yourself that, hey, look, the reason why I'm in this debt is because I was victimized by this, that, and the third. Even the reason why I got this debt is because I was just involved in a marriage and we racked up debt and I'm trying to clear up my credit. So it's a statement of less than 200 words explaining to potential lenders and banks and insurance companies and telecom companies that you've been victimized by identity theft. It's like a form of second chance, but it's on your credit report. So that's what the fraud alert basically means. So let's go over the actual definition. According to consumerreports.org, it says fraud alert, a less restrictive option is a fraud alert, which is a notice placed on your credit report warning prospective lenders that you are a victim of identity theft. That means they should take responsible extra steps to verify identity before granting credit to the person claiming to be you. To request a fraud alert, you have to contact one of the big three credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. The bureau you contact will pass it on to the other two. You must place a separate alert with Innovis, a smaller credit bureau. An initial fraud alert lasts 90 days. If you're an identity theft victim, you can get an extended fraud alert that stays in place for 7 years. But you may be better off with the 90-day alert because that allows you to get a free credit report from each of the four credit bureaus each time you renew the alert. So basically, um, the fraud alert basically is like a statement again, that potential lenders can read to see the reason why you already have this debt already. Because once you're victimized by identity theft, you're going to have a whole bunch of inquiries that you have to delete. You're going to have a whole bunch of soft and hard inquiries that you got to potentially delete. Potentially, you have open accounts that you're in the process of disputing. Some disputes take months, some of them take weeks, because they have up to 30 days to actually investigate. But what if they investigate but say that you the one that opened it? Then you got to take another 30 days, then another 60 days, and another 90 days. Um, but they do give you the option for maximum protection. You can do both. You can freeze it and put a fraud alert on there as well as a form of double protection. So that's just the benefits of the two. I just want to break those down to you so you guys can know the actual definition and the pros and cons of a extended fraud alert and a security freeze. You guys have a nice afternoon.